Hello everyone and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We have a smashing way to get this episode started. Well, actually first, 46 of 578 roads discovered, holy moly. But anyway, back to my part about a smashing way to start this episode. We have a bonus board here, which we can go and smash.
Amigo! Discovering already, are you? That was an XP board. The Horizon team have hidden them all over Mexico. There's plenty more to be discovered if you're feeling adventurous.
So that was the first of 200 XP boards. 250 bonus boards total, the others we'll get to later, but my goodness, we have a lot to do. But I also realized at the end of the previous episode I was driving towards a race and then ended up getting distracted doing other things, and ultimately that was the end of the day, the real life day. And when I turned the console on the next day, the game had an update and it sent me back to the festival site. I ended up being nowhere near the race, so I got distracted by a bunch of other things before actually getting back to the race again. But anyway, because I got the premium edition of the game, I got a lot of rewards and messages, and also I think just because the game's been out for a long time. So let's start working through some of those. First up is 2 super wheel spins.
3 big spins, 3 big prizes. This is a super wheel spin. Care to test it out?
I do care to test it out. We get 125,000 credits, the 2-step emote, and 100,000 credits on our first spin, so that's not too bad. Emotes are just little dances and things your character can do before and after races. We've also got the Penhall Cholla buggy, nice. 200,000 credits, nice. Corvette 2015, also nice. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff to go through in the message center. About those super wheel spins, I'm not sure if the actual prize pool of things you can get is actually different, or if it's just essentially 3 regular wheel spins put together. But anyway, we've also been gifted a 2016 Hoonigan Gymkhana 10 Ford Focus RS RX or something along those lines. Yeah, each of these cars that we've been gifted, of which we've been gifted a lot, we've also got a backstage pass. At this point I didn't really know what that did, so I kind of just left it there for now. But we've also been gifted a 2020 Lamborghini Huracan STO. I'll explain the backstage passes when I actually get to the point where I figured out what they did. I'm not actually sure how far into the future that is, but anyway, we also get a 2017 Acura NSX, and I might just speed run the rest of this to save some time. 2020 Porsche Taycan Turbo S, 2020 Porsche Taycan Turbo S, again, a Ken Block race suit, along with a Ken Block helmet, a 1965 Hoonigan Ford Hoonicorn Mustang, a 2022 Cupra Urban Rebel Concept, 2010 Lexus LFA, a 1971 Myers Manx, which is a little Volkswagen Beetle-based buggy, a 2010 Pagani Zonda Cinque Roadster, a 2015 BMW i8, a 1998 Mercedes-Benz AMG CLK GTR, that's a lot of letters, a 2019 Bugatti Divo, a 1995 Nissan Nismo GTR LM, 1961 Jaguar E-Type, 2016 Jeep Trailcat, meow, 100 Forzathon points, which is a currency you can earn for completing periodic challenges, a 1969 Volkswagen Class 5/1600 Baja Bug, a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Supersport Coupe, 2016 Dodge Viper ACR, and another 5 super wheel spins. That is just ridiculous. That is a lot of super wheel spins. That's 15 prizes. So let's motor through this. 125,000 credits, a Porsche Panamera, which I've never heard of, and 175,000 credits. Not bad. Probably more than $250,000 if you include the car. We get a pair of black ripped skinny jeans. Not great. 175,000 credits and 50,000 credits. you can maybe start to see the decline in the quality of the prizes. They couldn't even get me a new pair of jeans, just like an old ripped pair from the back of the wardrobe. 125,000 credits, Caddy CCSV, and black utility trousers. And we've still got 2 more wheel spins, including this one, 5,000 credits, 35,000 credits, and a Jeep Cherokee 2014. One more spin. What are we gonna get? It's gonna be 2,000 credits, 1,000 credits, and 45,000 credits. So you can definitely see how the quality of the prizes declined throughout those five super wheel spins. Anyway, back to it. We have been gifted 1,000 Forzathon points. That is significant. A 2014 Porsche 918 Spider. A 2010 Ferrari 599XX. Yet another backstage pass. A 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Coupe, to go with the one we started the game with. And finally, a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Jordan Luca 3 Motorsport Edition. I don't know why I got any of those cars, by the way, but let's just move on and actually do some driving. And I thought it might be a fun idea to jump in the Penhole buggy and just do a little bit of exploring. There's, like I said, so many times already in the previous episode and even earlier in this one, there's so much to do. So yeah, I just wanted to have a little look around the map, see what's what. But just going back to all those gift cars, I mean, Forza has typically given you a lot of cars early in the game. It's just a bit of a running theme, but that was just beyond anything I've ever seen before. That was just ridiculous. I don't know what all those cars were just sitting there for, just ready to be picked up, but anyway. It should be said that the game has been out for quite a while, a few years at least, on Xbox, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Because you do just randomly get gift cars every now and again from Forza with special liveries and stuff, so some of them could be things like that. Hello, tree. I was just watching the suspension do its thing from the side view there. Unsurprisingly, we eventually found something to crash into. But yeah, anyway, we have a ridiculous number of cars now. The Bugatti Devo, I think, is actually one that's going to prove very useful because, well, being a Bugatti, it's going to have a very good top speed, and that's very useful for some of the speed traps and things that we need to set good speeds through around the world. But anyway, I found this little jetty here, and of course I couldn't resist trying to drive the buggy on it. Unfortunately, it's a little bit big for this little jetty. I couldn't quite fit, and trust me, I tried. It just didn't work, and eventually I found out that I'm fairly certain there's a point where you literally just can't drive any further. The game won't let you. These first few little poles are destructible. And then you get to a point where they're just not, and you can't crash through anymore. And I think I eventually got to that point. But anyway, I tried, but no luck. I even tried switching to the Let's try that again. I even tried switching to the Myers Manx to see if that had any more luck trying to fit onto this little jetty. There's actually a bunch of them along the coastline, but no luck with this car either. It just started kind of porpoising instead. As I was trying to drive it up, it just, I don't know, sort of kept bouncing back and doing wheelies. So yeah, I'll have to come back here with an even smaller car. Past Horizon. Oh wow, we've absolutely drowned the car there. I'm surprised it lets us even go into water that deep. I mean, this is a small car, but still, that was kind of crazy. If you do just drive straight out into the ocean, the car just resets like it did then, although that time it's just because we went too far north off the corner of the map. But anyway, I decided let's drive from coast to coast and see how far I get before I get distracted by something else, let's be honest. But I just wanted to see how far it was to drive from top right corner to top left corner, and it is a 20-kilometer drive. Far out. This is a ridiculously massive map. So, yeah, that's quite something. Another system I need to explain is car mastery, and as you drive around doing skills, you eventually get points you can earn and invest in these perks. Each car has its own unique kind of perk tree, so you know they can give you bonuses based on what skills you're doing, or just generally more XP for doing skills. As you can see in this case, we can't afford that one. Well, we can afford that one at the moment, but we can spend things a little more wisely.
You have just unlocked a permanent perk. This applies a permanent bonus to this car.
So, yeah, we can get more XP for our air skills and wreckage skills with this car because it's an off-roader. That makes sense. Whereas, you know, a car more designed for road racing might get, you know, more skill points for, say, overtakes and things like that. For 25 skill points, we can have our skill chain not be broken if we crash, which is fantastic, because that is something that happens a lot. But yeah, let's maybe save up for that one last. But you can see there are some other things as well, like wheel spins that we can get as well as prizes. So yeah, it's worth investing in. I mean, there's literally nothing else you can use these perk points on anyway, but it is worth it.
This is a fast travel board. Smash them to get a discount on fast travel. Smash them all, and Horizon will cover all your expenses. That's it.
It is worth investing in one particular car so you can get to those better rewards that are a little bit deeper in the little skill tree. But anyway, yeah, that's that. We just picked up a fast travel board, which is the other type of bonus board. There's 50 of those, and like I said, 200 XP boards.
Alright, look Horizon, I'm kind of new to the festival. I don't really understand how your tech works yet. But Haley says it's like a big bar thing, and when it fills up, we get to build more cool stuff. Right now, it's like a quarter full. So go fill up the other 3/4, dude. Like, what are you waiting for, man? Come on. If we're being super scientific about this, I estimate our next Epitaph record truck will give you a 78.935% boost.
Alrighty, thanks Chad. I've lost my train of thought now. The radio hosts do comment on your game progress every once in a while, which is cool. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just a bit silly, but anyway, there's another XP board nearby, so let's go grab that. And there it is. That took me slightly longer than it should have to locate, but another 1000 XP. Boom.
Here's where we track your accolades. Everything updates automatically based on what you've achieved here at Horizon Mexico. But right now, all you need to worry about is getting back out there and doing what you do best.
Thanks, Haley. Accolades are essentially just achievements to track your progress through the game, some of which have some pretty decent rewards tied to them as well, so we need to come back here every once in a while to pick those up. For example, we get a Nissan Fairlady Z just for smashing our first fast travel board. My goodness. We also get a Ford Focus RS just for discovering 10 roads, and all these accolades give us accolade points, which are the main system of progression through the actual story of the game, I suppose. That's how you unlock more races and such things. And just because we haven't looked at enough reward systems yet, this is the car collection.
Hola, amigo. Nice collection. Some of the cars you don't have can be purchased from the auto show directly from here.
I haven't fully figured out how this works yet, to be honest, but it's either when you get all or enough cars from each manufacturer, you get a small reward for your efforts. So, for example, we have one of the two Apollo Intenza Emozian cars. We got the Welcome Pack version, and for that we get a wheel spin. For getting one of the 3 Cupras, we get another wheel spin. For getting the Penhall buggy, we get 2000 XP. And with that, we can check out those wheel spins.
Big prizes on offer every time. Have a wheel spin.
These are essentially just the Forza equivalent of roulette tickets, but we can also get clothes to dress up our character, which is cool, I guess. But anyway, we get a biker jacket, we get 5,000 credits, which isn't fantastic. We can of course get cars, as you can see. That'd be fantastic if we could get one of those just to get the trio. There we go, wowee, I was lucky. 911 GT3, and one more roulette, I said roulette ticket, one more wheel spin, and yeah, RS7 Sportback 2013, so yeah, Audi there. And of course those cars get added to our collection, which on rare occasions can complete another set and give us more prizes, so yeah, you can sort of domino on, but not in this case, of course. Both Porsche and Audi have plenty of cars in the game, so yeah, that's not going to complete the sets for us just yet. But yeah, there are so many different systems of rewards and currency and progression in this game. It's very overwhelming, even as, you know, someone who has played the previous, well, all of the previous Horizon games. It's a lot to sort of come back to after not playing Horizon games for a good few years now. Another XP board, we'll just give that one a whack. And as we continue to explore around the place, here's another one, bonk. And as we continue on, I'm still heading in a generally westerly direction, but anyway, here I was trying to get straight to my destination. Didn't realize there was an XP board there until shards of it went into my eyeballs, but anyway, that's lovely. We managed to pick that one up accidentally, and that gives us a level up, and probably a wheel spin, which we'll maybe do at a later time. But we do eventually get to, I think this is the westernmost point of the map, but either way I noticed there was a bit of a peninsula sort of sticking out to the left, so I decided to go investigate that and see what's out here. Usually if there's you know, some point of prominence on the map, there's usually a reason to go there, so yeah, I thought I would have a little look around. Unfortunately, this terrain isn't really, well, this car isn't really suited to, you know, climbing cliffs, so that direction was not a particularly good one to go, so we have to go down on the shoreline instead. Looks like we can get around anyway. I was just trying to take the high ground, but anyway, we can get around this way, so we'll just follow the beach and see where this goes. We can't go that way, we have to go around, but anyway, this it's quite actually a massive coastline. If you drive along the whole coast from north to south, it does take quite a while, but on this end of this little peninsula we have a little archway here with no less than 5,000 XP beneath it in the form of an XP board. That's kind of crazy. I thought that was a relatively obvious place to look, but it is sort of out of the way, I suppose. We're not really near any main roads, but still, that's kind of crazy. Anyway, that's been found. Not all XP boards are particularly well hidden, as you can see by this one here, literally just right next to the road. We're not far from the peninsula now, just inland a little bit to the southeast. But there's another XP board here, which is mysteriously, well, not here, because they used the oldest trick in the book in terms of hiding bonus boards in Forza games, or let's be honest, even other games long before Forza existed.
Laptop, check. Cats, check. Horizon Wave, let's do this.
The Horizon Wave radio host has to be one of my favorites. But anyway, 3,000 XP under the bridge, and yeah, we can now hopefully move on to something other than just smashing little signs. But no, we have another one that we're going to get first. We will get to a race very shortly, I promise. We've literally spent like half this episode just like fluffing about, but anyway, I am slowly just working my way towards that race that I was going to do at the end of the previous episode, the Emerald Circuit, I believe. It is down in this general vicinity of the map. Just looking for it now, but yeah, remember it was near those mysterious circles on the map, so we're finally setting a route there. It's why I sort of came to explore the peninsula, because it wasn't far from the race anyway. But with that done, we can now head over to the race and actually do our first normal race. Another interesting thing about this game being online is you can occasionally see other players, the same players at the same time, potentially about to do the same thing. I mean, I didn't point it out earlier, but someone smashed or drove through one of the XP boards that we were about to smash. Thankfully that doesn't smash it on our screen, but obviously they were going for the same thing, and now there's a guy here, presumably setting up for this race that we're about to do, so it's funny how that goes. But anyway, yeah, we are going to race in the Myers Manx just for the fun of it, and yeah, I have a feeling we might come up against some interesting opponents though, because the Myers Manx is classed as a cult car in Forza Horizon 5, and that means it's in the same class as some rather interesting cars. So we'll see the starting grid and what we are actually up against. Here we go. So we are up against a Volkswagen Type 2 bus, a Volkswagen Thing, an Abarth 595, a Nissan Peo, a Figaro, I feel like that might be a Nissan, not 100% sure, a Peel P50, a Volkswagen Beetle, Myers Manx, that's my car, a Morris Minor, a Citroen DS23, Datsun 510, and a Ford Anglia. Unfortunately, it doesn't fly. But yeah, what a lineup. I don't know how the Peel is going to go. That's going to be very interesting. Oh, he's starting right in front of me. Here we go then. Upside down exclamation mark. Go. Wow, the Peel's flying. He's going for it. Go the Peel. Anyway, we've made an alright start as we're already up a position as we head through the opening checkpoint. The thing with Forza, there's a lot of difficulty settings. I'm not exactly sure which one is right for me yet. There's the bus, there's the Abarth, and we swing through into the lead. So potentially the AI quite low at the moment. It's something I'm just going to have to figure out and adjust as time goes on. But because there are so many different race types in Horizon games, so many different classes as well. I mean, in terms of race types, there's, I guess, primarily road racing, dirt racing, and cross-country racing. And then in car types, there's way too many categories to list because, you know, there's this stuff like this, there's the off-roaders, there's rally cars, sports cars, muscle cars, race cars, you know, it's got the lot. So it's very difficult to be able to consistently, you know, set the difficulty right. And having not really done any actual races, I just left it on the average difficulty for now, I think. But, you know, for cross-country races, they're probably a lot harder, for example. So, yeah, it's just going to take a little bit of experimenting to see what works well. But anyway, this one might come relatively easily, so we move on to the end of the race after completing the first lap. And there we go. First race ticked off the list. Plenty more where that came from, though, throughout the rest of the game. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. How'd the Peel go in the end? That's what I'm more interested in. He dropped down the order quite a bit in the end, unfortunately. Couldn't hold whatever it was, 4th place he got up to for a moment. But anyway, yeah, that is that. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And yeah, we'll see what rewards we get. We get 1,000 accolade points, very nice, and 5,500 XP. Awesome stuff. So yeah, that's the Emerald Circuit done and dusted. Back to free roam, I guess, and we'll see what's next.
Haley, how was that?
Not bad. You'll find all the latest Horizon events on your map. Go explore. Have fun.
Alrighty, thank you, Haley. We've got some more wheel spins to spin, so let's see what we get from these. 70,000 credits from the first one, one more to go. And looks like we're going to get 40,000 credits, so 110k, not too bad from those two. But that's probably about the lower limit of what's worth showing in videos in future. But yeah, anyway, we have 3 perks we can spend on the car. Now I want to go all the way with the Myers Manx and fully fully fill out the perks. So we'll see. We've got this one we can do next. We get an extra 15% XP from skills banked in free roam. It looks like the one I think we're going to go for. But we can have ones that apply to races as well. So again, the races are, generally races, this kind of car would compete in, like dirt races and cross-country races. Other cars, designed for driving on roads might have bonuses that apply to street races and road races and things. But anyway, that's that. And yeah, now we are skill point broke again. So yeah, you can see the wheel spin costs 5 skill points. I believe the way it works is that the bottom row of this little 4x4 grid all cost 1 skill point, with the exception of the one in the bottom right, costs 25. The second row costs 3, third row costs 5, and the top row costs 10. But nothing in this car is that many. This is, I suppose, an early game sort of low performance car. Also, just on a side note, I'm switching to the metric system, with the exception of horsepower. Anyway, after that I decided, instead of going for another race, we'll go for a PR stunt instead. So I set my route to a speed zone, and we're going to switch to whatever this thing is, the Apollo thing I mentioned earlier. Intense emotions is probably what it translates to. Anyway, yeah, it looks crazy. It sounds crazy. It probably is crazy. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Back in the day, in some of the older Horizon games, when you do speed zones, which, as the name suggests, measures your average speed between 2 points on the road, you would have to dodge all the traffic cars, which made them very, very difficult, in especially particular ones I can recall. But thankfully, in more recent games, the traffic cars actually ghost while you're in a speed zone, which is very helpful. But anyway, here we go. Let's see how this goes.
Speed zone. Stay on the road and floor it all the way through.
Hospital records. Big ups to our girl, Alejandra Navarro.
Didn't I say stay on the road and floor it? I'm pretty sure I did.
His abuelo, Fernando's Vocho. Definitely got the right driver to help.
I'll say, back when we were working the UK festival, every 20 minutes it was like, oh, this driver found a classic car in a barn again.
Wait, people were just leaving their cars in barns? That doesn't make any sense.
You've got so much to learn about Horizon, young lads. Play the tune and then I'll explain.
Well, thank you, Sensei.
Oh, wow, I like those two. I don't listen to Hospital Records radio that much, but those two are pretty funny. Anyway, we're having another go at the speed zone, and yeah, we might do a little bit better this time. We should at least be able to make it to the end, hopefully. There we go. And with 194.61 kilometers an hour, that was reasonably alright. New PB, of course. We get 2 stars, so not quite the 3. We need a little bit more for that. Oh, actually, okay, quite a lot more. We need 217 kilometers an hour average speed to get 3 stars. I think we can do it. We probably just need a big run up, and yeah, maybe just a little bit cleaner driving. We'll have another go at it though. Hopefully we should be able to get it. I do like the PR stunts like this. They just they don't take too long, and you know, if you got the right car set up, for it. Well, not even set up really. As long as you got the right car for it, they're not too hard to do. And as you can see this time, we're already carrying much better speed through. Our average speed at 240 kilometers an hour. We absolutely smash it.
How are we doing out there, Horizon? It's your boy Degs back with you on Hospital Radio, and it looks like we're getting even closer to our first adventure.
Did you read that straight off the festival message board?
Well, yeah, man, what can I say? I love catching up on all the big news.
Well, if you like big news, wait till you see the superstar driver up in lights in the Hall of Fame.
Yo, nice.
Right?
Wait, when do you reckon we'll see that?
Well, by the look of them, not long.
Sick.
Thanks guys for the spoiler. Not that's a really big one, but anyway, I don't think the Hall of Fame really actually does anything as far as I can tell. It's just a point of progression more than anything else. But yeah, we continue on then, and yeah, we switch to the Jeep Trailcat, which has a livery for some reason. I believe this is one of the cars we were gifted, so I guess that could be part of it. But anyway, we will continue on, heading back towards the festival site area. We've just driven past an XP, or a fast travel sign there rather, so we'll just go back and whack that. But yeah, we are going to head back to the festival site area. There's a fair bit to do around there. There's PR stunts, races, bonus boards, so yeah, we're just going to go back and have a look around there for a bit.
Hey, Mark. We're tracking well towards our first adventure. Keep going. We're all cheering for you.
Cheers, Haley.
Thanks, Haley.
Yeah, that's basically what I just said. But there's a what do you call it? A speed trap there that we just went through, and we need to get 329 kilometers an hour. There's no way we can do that in the Trailcat, so we're going to switch to the Bugatti Devo for the first time, and yeah, see what this beast can do. I don't think I've ever driven this in a video game before. I've definitely, of course, driven Veyrons and Chirons, but never the Devo. So we'll see what this can do as we head towards the speed trap, easily sailing past 300 kilometers an hour, and well, yeah, 333 across the speed trap there. And yeah, we were heading towards 400. I suspect we could have gotten there with a long enough road, but yeah, this car, very, very quick, very. You can feel the power when you hit the gas.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
But anyway, this XP sign baffled me. Firstly, I couldn't even find it for a start. I was looking all around the plane because you can see on the map it's like right here, and there it is. It's on the wing of the freaking plane. How do we get this? There's no feasible way to get on top of the plane. You can't just drive up there. There's no jumps around. This is all, you know, relatively flat ground. How on earth do we get that? I did later find out, but for now, this was a mystery. After abandoning that XP board, I looked around and picked up another 3 elsewhere. But anyway, back to
Arrived at your destination.
a little bit of racing. The next one we're going to do is the Oasis Cross Country. So this, I believe, will be a point-to-point style race that does not necessarily follow roads. We can also drive other people's custom events, but that's for another time. And for a cross-country race, it only makes sense that we use the Penhall buggy. It's probably the most off-road worthy vehicle we have. But that said, whatever we use, we end up getting a full class of those cars anyway. So if we did choose to drive a supercar or something, well, then everyone else would be in the same. So anyway, a look at the starting grid shows us that we are in a field of buggies. We've got some other Penhall buggies. We've also got some Illumicraft Class 10s and Illumicraft Class 1s, as well as some Exoset off-roads, whatever those are. And I am just going to cut to the chase with this one. My first attempt at this race was absolutely dreadful. But you can get a bit of a sense of what the track is like. You can see splashing through rivers, absolutely normal in a cross-country race. But yeah, we were last by a long way. So I need to improve, and AI need to just slow down a little bit, please. Further failed attempts at the race led me to put the difficulty all the way to the minimum, just as a bit of an experiment. Interestingly, it puts you on the front row of the grid, which is a nice little advantage. More interestingly, no one else knows where the accelerator is, as we blast off through the first few corners. They all take a little bit more time to get up to speed, which is, I guess, a nice way to give you a little bit of a head start. They were comically slow on this setting. Unfortunately, that didn't really help me though, because I still missed that checkpoint, which means we have to go back and get it. There's other cars trying to get in the way, and yeah, that's just turned into a whole mess. So yeah, a missed checkpoint on this difficulty setting, not really a big deal. If you're actually, have the AI set more competitively, then I mean, look at this. They basically come to a stop when you fall behind. But anyway, if you've got the AI set to a competitive setting, then missing a checkpoint is game over, essentially. You lose so much time, whether you turn back and go through it or just get reset to that point as we're spinning out again. I really struggled in like the first few days of playing this game with the off-roading. I was able to get better at it over time, but yeah, this cross-country race in particular was. It should be easy. This is meant to be like the tutorial race, like, super early in the game, but it really was not that way at all for me for whatever reason. But anyway, thankfully the AI are very slow. That's not really a big deal. We can recover from just about anything in about 10 seconds, because as soon as they get in front, they practically come to a stop, which is very helpful when we're wobbling around through every corner like this. See, as soon as they're behind, they're actually reasonably fast. We made one, relatively speaking, a small mistake there. Big jump as we watch the field all come over behind us. But yeah, that one sort of little fishtail, and the other Illumicraft was able to get through there. But anyway, that's not what we needed to do. We continue on though towards the end, and we find ourselves still in amongst the pack in the closing stages, still having trouble pointing this thing forwards. But anyway, a big open section here as we are on this hillside, big U-turn, and we're able to hold the inside line, take all of the positions there, move ourselves up into first. And as we go through these last little splashy sections towards the finish, that is finally going to be race victory in a race that was far more difficult than it had any right to be. But anyway, it's all part of learning how to play Forza games again, really. But yeah, I don't know why I struggled so much with that race. It's baffling. But yeah, the car was just very hard to drive. It's kind of as simple as that. But anyway, that is winner winner chicken dinner yet again. And yeah, we finally ticked that one off the list. A little bit more XP going into the bank. Level up. Very nice. That should give us a wheel spin. Here we go. What are we going to get from this one? It's going to be a tan cap. Nice and simple. Alrighty then. Well, back to free roam. I think that's probably going to be it for this one, to be honest.
Hey Mark, great work out there. We're just about ready for a Horizon adventure, and we want you on the project. Speak soon.
But yeah, like I was saying, I think that's going to wrap this one up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it.
You're listening to Pulse with Amy. Our superstar drivers really are a special breed, aren't they, Horizon? They can travel halfway around the world, fall out of a plane, explore deserts and jungles, set blistering times in the fastest hypercars on Earth, and then still get a kick out of smashing a wooden XP board to bits. It's the simple things, isn't it? Plenty more where that came from, kids. Find them all.
Your timing is impeccable there, Amy. But anyway, like I was saying, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to give me some feedback in the comments. It's always very helpful. Other than that, I will see you in the next one, and goodbye.